السلام عليكم. طبعا النهارده احنا في مكتب تأجير شقق في اليابان. زي ما قلت لكم هنحاول نوريكم كل حاجه بخصوص اليابان. حضرتك جاي اليابان بتدور على سكن شقه هنا في مكتب الراجل غالبا من الفلبين، بيتكلم انجليزي كويس جدا وياباني، فتقدر تتعامل معاه وما بياخدش ولا كي ماني ولا ادعاب ولا اي حاجه، بياخد بس هو حق العموله بتاعته. نطلع فوق نشوف كلامه عامل ازاي ونسمع كلامه. يلا بينا. هنا المكتب.
Hello everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
So you are ready for our interview today?
I'm ready.
Please.
Hello. My name is Anthony Pelayo. My company is J Properties. We serve most of our time. Our clients are foreigners, and we try to help them to have an apartment in Japan. And most of them are students, working students or foreigners who's like trying to work inside Japan. Anybody who's like needs help regarding apartments or buying properties inside Japan, investment properties. So our company is very specific, more into foreigners. So anything regarding real estate, our company is the one who could help you and assist you here.
So I guess one of my problem the language.
Yes, our company is a bilingual company, so we could help you represent. We're the one our agencies could translate, assist you with the reading, the writing, even the communication with the owners of the apartments. So I think that's the best service that we could give right now. Is the company is foreign-owned company, and that's why it's easier to communicate and understand our clients. Well, most of the time, that's really the most difficult part right now. Is it's hard to get the requirements. So what we usually do is we try to give you all the kinds of requirements that needed in proper visa. Number one is the proper visa. All the time we recommend to get the proper visa, and our company always gives the best price, the most affordable, reasonable price, so foreigners could afford it, and we could 95% of our clients are approved. Even 90 to 95%, even sometimes depends on the visa, but I could guarantee that you can get the proper properties or for rent inside Japan. Just a very number one is the visa, that you can stay at least 6 months to 1 year, and we can work it out. And the down payments usually depends on the owners, but what I try to do is try to give the cheapest. So I think that's one of the advantages. I always give the best deals available in the market.
Okay. So what kind of papers should I bring with me? I mean, or for example, I'm here for a working holiday visa, 1 year, and I'm looking for an apartment, and I come to you. So what should I bring with me?
If you're working, number one is your company also. If you're working here, if you're working and your company is willing to sponsor, that's one big advantage. But the number one is you have a work, and that's very, very important for the rent. Is they're going to ask if you're earning money, and the Japanese sponsors, I could work it out, but it's always a standard. They will ask, do you have a Japanese sponsor? Because you're inside Japan. So I could work it out. but that's the most challenging part. And also, most probably, there's two things. You have your Hamco all the time. The stamp,
Yeah, the stamp. Yeah.
yeah, the red stamp, you need that. If you could get the guarantee Japanese sponsor, that's good. But if not, I'll try to help you. And of course, usually if you're lucky, if I could get you there's no down payment, there's no key money. Good for us. But depends on what place, and if it's in Osaka or Kyoto, Nara, that's going to be depends on the place. But what I could guarantee is to give you the best deal in a very specific time and specific place.
So always, most of the foreigners, we have two problems: the key money and the guarantee.
Yeah, the key money. Yeah, if you could see, go to the page of Osaka for rent. Most of my for rents are no key money, and that's what I'm trying to give for the foreigners, is to help them to get the most affordable or maybe the cheapest in the market available today, all the time. So that's the advantage that my company usually gives.
What about the guarantee?
The guarantees, there's two kinds of guarantees. Japanese guarantees but it's a standard. The standard will always be, usually the company pays, for example, the apartment or the landlord pays the 50%, or sometimes 80%. But most of the time, the average is 50%. They pay the guarantors, the Japanese guarantor companies, and that's always a standard. But but that's 90%. 90% you have to pay the Japanese guarantee, but that's most of the time. That's only 50% of the total amount of the rent. That's the most. Also, we're working on it, but at least that's the reason. That's only like I cannot guarantee all the time. But the key money, I could try to get no key money, no deposit. I could get that. But of course, no promises. Depends on that time and specific place.
Did you have a contract for 2 years? Because most of the Japanese company always ask us for a contract for at least 2 years.
Yeah, they will always push even like 10 years, right? But of course, I could like say the minimum is 1 year. I could say that's the minimum. If you want to leave it after 6 months, 8 months, there's going to be a penalty. If it's 6 months, usually some companies, they will ask you to pay, or less than 6 months, you have to pay 2 months. If it's more than 6 months, like 8 months, 10 months, sometimes 1 month. But the standard will always be the minimum is 1 year. So if you're going to Japan and you want to work at least a year, or study here at least a year, to maximize the rents and to avoid penalty. But I could always deal for you that I could get at least 1 year deal, but that depends on the scenario. But yes, definitely the Japanese real estate company will always say it's going to be 2-3 years. But of course, that's going to be depends on the apartment owner or the landlord. So, but what I try to look is my friends who own these buildings.
After you see your price, can I bargain?
Honestly, Japanese is hard to bargain. It's like take it or leave it. It's always been like that. Compared to other countries, you can negotiate this. Like, can you lower the price? Can you give me a discount? To be honest, that's not really applied inside Japan. As a international real estate, this is the most difficult country to deal with, especially asking discounts, especially the rents. And to be honest, they don't want. Most are a little like discriminating, and that's the most. Let's say it's still not acceptable, and they're not really fully confident that most foreigners can pay the rent. So that's why they sometimes ask a lot of key money, deposits, securities, guarantees. There's a lot of assurance to protect them from big problem that may cause. Because if you go to different country, if you go, for example, like I'm from like a different country, and then suddenly you just left without notice, so there's no control, and I think that's the most problem. Some foreigners giving us also a bad record inside Japan, and we cannot really like it's a business, and they want to protect that too, and that's also one of the biggest problems inside Japan that we cannot control.
My last questions. Why I have to choose your company?
Oh, we're the only #1 company when it comes to foreigners. We're the only company who serves specifically for foreigners, and of course we could relate. I'm the only company, foreign company, who owns a real estate company inside Japan, and that's why I think I could help and relate, and very personalized. I think my experience and my service could be very, very helpful. And if you need any help, and don't hesitate to call J Properties, and you can check our Facebook page, Osaka for Rents. And if you want apartments for rents or investments, you want to buy investment properties, or if you want to build your own house in construction, you want to build your own house, I could help you too.
Thank you so much for having us tonight, and yeah, we'll see.
Thank you so much.
خلصنا حلقتنا. ماشي كلها بالانجليزي، بس لازم تتعود تتكلم انجليزي. انت جاي اليابان فلازم تفهم الناس هنا بيتعاملوا ازاي. انا ما رضيتش اتكلم بالعربي ولا اكتب الترجمه بالعربي علشان تبدا تعلم نفسك الانجليزي. اللغه مهمه جدا جدا. ده طبعا كان موضوعنا مع الراجل النهارده. هديكوا كده فكره صغيره كان بيتكلم عن ايه. بيتكلم ان هو يقدر يساعدك، لان هنا معظم الشركات اليابانيه اما بتروح تاجر بيقول لك عايز ضامن، وعايز زي مثلا بيقولوا عليه ايه اللي هو كي ماني، اللي هو فلوس مقدم وحاجات كتير. لكن هو الحاجه بيسهل لك الموضوع ده كله، ولا بياخد منك مقدم، ولا بياخد منك اللي هو ولا عايز منك ضامن، لان هنا في اليابان لازم معاك ضامن ياباني وانت بتاجر شقه. فهو ده الحاجه واهم حاجه اللغه، انه بيتكلم انجليزي فهتقدر تتفاهم معاه. هو ده كان موضوع حلقتنا النهارده. يا رب يكون الفيديو عجبكم، ولو الفيديو عجبك دوس لايك، لو انت مش مشترك في القناه اشترك في القناه. اشوفكم في فيديو جديد ومكان تاني وحاجه تاني عن اليابان. سلام. المطعم اهو زي ما انتم شايفين. طبعا طلبت طعميه، فته، كشري.